بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. And let's continue with our studies of interactive Arabic revision. Alhamdulillah, we are on week 9. So 3 more weeks remaining until we finish this entire course. Subhanallah, it's been a great journey. Alhamdulillah. We can't believe like we're almost finishing it. So just 3 more weeks, inshallah, and we'll be done. Um, so let me make this presentation here. Okay, there we go. Right. So normally we begin with a warm-up session just to get ourselves into the right frame of mind and to get our intentions right. This is, I think, very important before we begin so that we understand why we are here, why are we doing this, and also just to excite ourselves and to make ourselves ready to learn because we're about to learn some very heavy stuff, maybe. I don't know for some of you, but let's see how it goes, inshallah. So just set your emotions straight. Just make sure that your intentions are right and get ready to study. Make sure that you have all the resources that you need for this class. We've been doing this for some time, so you are familiar with the process. Whatever you need, make sure you have it ready, and inshallah, we can begin. So just let me know in the chat. Today we're gonna mention a couple of, I don't know if you know anything about Tawkid as a topic, not Tawkid as emphasis, just like we know, oh, this is inna for emphasis. I'm not talking about that kind of Tawkid. I'm not talking about lam Tawkid. I'm not talking about that kind of stuff. I'm talking about Tawkid as a topic itself. Like there are specific words that add emphasis. I don't know if you're familiar with something like that. If you are, you can mention it in the chat. If not, then inshallah, this is something that we're gonna talk about it briefly, and I've done a class on it in my videos, so you can find it. And if you want a detailed explanation of what Tawkid is as a topic. So let's see. Yes, mention anything. Not yet. Okay, no problem. No problem. It's fine. We will mention something. Something new. Okay. I'm pretty sure you've heard about this stuff, but it's just that you haven't made the connections yet. Once we get to it, you'll be like, oh, so this is what she meant. Okay, fine. I know this stuff. Yeah. So maybe you know it, you just don't know exactly what it is. Yeah, but don't worry, inshallah, when we get there, I'll just briefly mention it. What we mean by tawkid specifically. Or ta'kid, some people say it as ta'kid, but tawkid is more commonly used than ta'kid. Okay. No worries, no worries. That's fine. Absolutely fine. We'll get to it in a bit, inshallah. Okay. And of course, we're going to talk a little bit about maf'ul mutlaq, like I told you, to brush up. This was because last week we didn't have a class, I was a bit busy. But I had mentioned that you need to brush up on your knowledge on maf'ul mutlaq. So that's something that we're going to cover today, inshallah. And we'll see how it goes. So let us begin without wasting any more time. Oopsie. Without wasting any more time. This is the ayah of the week, actually 2 ayat, because the first ayah was really short. So I decided to just combine 2 ayat together. So this is Surah Al-Fajr, ayah number 21 to ayah number 22. So get ready. Open up your masahif or get a copy of Quran.com, whatever it is that you guys do. Meanwhile, what I'm going to do is I am going to create breakout rooms. And today, I don't think today we can just do 2 breakout rooms because I see we're few. So we're just going to do 2 breakout rooms and then you guys are just going to go and discuss, okay? How many minutes should I give you? Okay, let's just continue with the 6 minutes. 6 minutes is fine, considering you're more people in a group. So I'm gonna open the rooms right now. So if you see the pop-up window, please join and make sure you start discussing immediately. Okay, so Start joining. Okay, let's join. All right, great. So everybody has joined their breakout rooms. So for those of you who are watching the recording, this is the time where you sit with yourself and just try and figure out as much as you can from these two ayat. And we'll come back shortly after 6 minutes, and then we can discuss further what we have observed. Okay, so we're going to sit here in silence until the 6 minutes are up.
Okay, done.
All right. Alhamdulillah, I see you guys are back. Okay, great.
Alhamdulillah.
So let me. No, okay. Okay, tell me. What did you guys discuss? What did you find out?
This the
Tough.
the color your first one is stuck. It
Okay.
looks like something calf and then is it calf and then an plus la like that?
Is this one harf kalla?
Yeah, we are not sure. We are not sure about that one.
Okay.
It's kind
Kalla
of
is, I think, not at all.
Yes.
not. Yeah, like hey, nay, not at all like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
No
but
way.
deny,
Like not
no
at all.
way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Iza is Zarf, Dukkatil is our Fil Majhul, Madi
Mm-hmm.
Majhul, and then Al Ardu is the naif file,
Mm-hmm.
and then Dakka is the Maful Mutlak, using the same root letter with the Dukkatil. Dukkat.
Which one? Both of them?
This is the first Dakkan. To me, looks like this is the Tawkid.
Mm-hmm.
Dakkan, first one is the Maful Mutlak, and the second one is giving the emphasis. Either Tawkid or Musuf Sifa, I'm not quite sure about.
Okay,
And
good.
then because Maful Mutlak came for three reasons: Li Tawkid, Li Sifa, and Li for number.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. This one it could be either Tawkid or Sifa. And then Y is harfu ataf. Ja'a is matuf to the dukkat. So Ja'a fil madi. And then Rabbuka is our outside door. Came as mudaf mudaf ilahi. Wal malaku is a is harfu ataf. Al malaku is a matufun to Rabbuka together outside door. And then again Sofa we take it as a hal.
Wine. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's very good. But I don't know why you. What made
And
you
we can
take
say
Safan
Phil
Safan as a
Mutlaq
hal?
also. And Safan, I think. The
You did what?
confusion.
We was like thinking like one way
Maful
go
Mutlaq.
mutlak, another way go to hal, because mutlak we couldn't match the criteria of the mutlak,
Huh.
because it's the either by root letter or by meaning to match with the verb, and then mother, but I don't know. Then
Beautiful.
so, but hal was more makes sense. I don't know.
Because it mentioned two times.
Two times, but two hal can
Yeah.
be possible, right?
I, I think it is a naibul
Naib Anil Mutlak, you talking to,
yeah,
sir?
naib al matlaq, yes. The first of one and the second one is Takid, obviously.
Interesting. You guys have come up with interesting thoughts. That's good. It's very, very good. And for the most part, hal because it's state of angels. Okay, Fauziya, I see you. All right.
Yeah, to me looks like hal. I don't know.
We'll discuss it. Don't worry, but
Let's
that's the
see.
whole process. And I love the fact that you're breaking it down. You're asking yourself, does it qualify as a maf'ul mutlaq? Does it qualify as a hal? Does it qualify as a na'ib al-maf'ul mutlaq? I like that. I like that process. That's how you do
Very big
grammar.
confusion.
I know. I know. But
Because
we'll
some criteria
clarify that.
match, some criteria doesn't match. Like now he's saying Naib Anil, maybe there is something hidden. The original Mutlak was hidden. We don't know.
No worries. We'll figure that out shortly, inshallah. So you see, just a short, these are very short
Yeah.
ayats, and you see how much they're confusing us.
And
Subhanallah.
Malaku, we can say Mubtada also.
No. Al-Malaku
No.
is not a mubtada here. So there's a waw
Because it
hafatif
starts with
before
ja.
it,
Yeah.
and then al-Malaku is ma'tuf to Rabbuka. So you can look at Rabbuka and
Yeah.
al-Malaku together, just like Sajida said. Together, this
Fine.
is the outside door.
Yeah.
I was so surprised when Ustada, you saying like this surah we memorize, and it just easier to memorize.
But Arab is not easy.
So many things.
Yeah, so many things in this just one ayah. Okay, So let me break it down and then we can go to the discussion, inshallah. So kalla, we'll talk about this. Kalla is part of the concepts that we're going to talk about, but we normally call this harf rad'in wa zajrin. You will see that in the i'rab. So it's just a harf that negates strongly. It's like an emphatic no. It rebukes and it makes whatever you said, it repels it and deters from it. It moves away from that. And we shall discuss that shortly. Don't worry about it. And of course, you said إذا ظرفية. And also we shall discuss a little bit about إذا ظرفية. دكت الأرض. This one you did correctly. So obviously دكت is فعل ماضي مجهول. الأرض is the نائب الفاعل of دكة. دكان, again, you said it correctly. This is the مفعول مطلق because دكة دكان, right? And we shall talk about مفعول مطلق shortly as well. And then دكان, again. So remember when we're doing i'rab, we do word by word by word. So I cannot say that this whole thing, دكان دكة together, is a مفعول مطلق. No, I will say the first دكان is a مفعول مطلق. What about the second دكان? The second dakan, like you rightly pointed out, is actually توكيد. This is also one of the things that we're going to talk about today. You know, when I asked you if you were familiar with توكيد and you were not sure, and then Sajida came and said توكيد. So where did you get that idea? Because you know it. You just didn't know what I was talking about.
I was laughing in my mind. I was doing the.
I know. Yeah, exactly. So this dakan here is توكيد اللفظي, and we shall talk about that again shortly. واو حرف عطف, combining this فعل or this جملة to this جملة. Okay, so whatever came before to this. So this واو حرف عطف. جاء فعل ماضي. Just like we said, ربك is the فاعل of جاء, and of course ربك is an إضافة, رب, and the attached pronoun ك. واو حرف عطف الملك معطوف to ربك. Again, we've done that. Then we're left with صفا صفا. And this is where the confusion comes in. Because we have noticed that the fi'l is جاء. جاء, they came. How did they come? صفا صفا. So it describes how they came, right? So obviously just from the meaning, you know this is answering the question how. This is a hal, okay? So why is it not مفعول مطلق like the first one? Because the verb is different. It's not صفا صفا. It's not the same verb, right? It's a different verb. That's number one. Number two is why is it not نائب المفعول المطلق? Because the verb is they came. It is describing how they came, not how they arranged themselves in rows, right? So it's not stressing how they arranged themselves in rows. It is actually describing how they came. And that's why we say صفا صفا. So the first صفا, we would say it's a hal, right? And we can say the second صفا is like a description of the first one, is a nat of the first one. That's
So
how
that
we can
will be
look at it.
sifa.
Yeah, it's a sifa. Yes.
So you don't think there is another fail mazuf before safan?
No. And we shall talk
Okay.
about that also shortly.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, but that's a good observation to know that there's something called naibul maf'ul mutlaq, which we're not going to discuss today, but we are going to discuss al-maf'ul mutlaq li fi'lin mahdhuf, the maf'ul mutlaq to a verb that is hidden. We're going to discuss that shortly. How do we know that there is not a verb which was hidden? The meaning will tell you. So you just look at the when your Lord comes with the angels, rank upon rank. You can even see how they translated it. Rank upon rank, right? So it's describing how the angels came, right? And how they arranged themselves. It's not describing the sufuf, the rows or the ranks. It is describing how they came, how the way.
But the question is, what did the Lord and they came with angels to do? Right?
This is on Judgment Day.
I understand. So there will be a judge to judge, right? There will be another word or something. That's mazuf.
No. So here, It's just describing the events of Judgment Day before it begins. So what will happen first of all? دُكَّتِ الْأَرْضُ دَكًّا دَكًّا. The earth is pounded and pounded and pounded. And then your Rabb will appear and the angels will appear in ranks. Ranks upon rows and rows,
Okay.
endless rows.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
So
Got it. Teacher.
it's just painting
Oh,
the
it's the
imagery.
serial of events. That's how describing the Ja'a, right? Like first
Yes.
came Rabbuka, then Malaikat, like rank by rank.
Yes.
Oh, we're
So
describing
that your
Ja'a.
Rabb came and the angels came, but the
Yes.
angels, they come in ranks. They just don't come like you would see
Yes.
ranks and rows upon, like there'll be so many angels. That's the idea. And obviously
Yeah.
perfect lines. When you say Safan
Is
Safan,
describing the Ja'a, is describing the Ja'a, how came, right?
yes,
That's right.
So
how
in
they
that
come.
case, in that case, it could actually be maf'ul mutlaq, the safan, because then it would be manawi rather than
No,
lafzi.
no, we don't have that. We don't have
Okay.
maf'ul mutlaq ma'nawi or lafzi. So
Okay.
if it is if it would have been maf'ul mutlaq, it would be naibul anil maf'ul mutlaq. But for it to be naib, the word ja'a and safa, they have to have the same meaning. Right? For
Mhm.
example, if I say jalastu qu'udan, when I say jalastu, I didn't really want to get into this topic of naibul
I'm sorry.
maf'ul mutlaq because
Sorry about that.
it's a difficult, yeah, it's a bit of a difficult topic, but inshallah we'll get to it maybe if we do it next time. So if I say jalastu qu'udan, jalasa and qa'ada have the same meaning. They have the same meaning. So instead of me saying jalastu julusan, that would be maf'ul mutlaq, right? Jalastu julusan, maf'ul mutlaq, no problem. I replaced the julusan, which is what I expected, with another verb that has the same meaning, which is qu'udan. So that would be naibul anil maf'ul mutlaq. But here safan and ja'ad, they don't mean the same thing. So it cannot be naib anil maf'ul mutlaq there.
So in the first one, we have dukkate, then we have dakka. Like it become the same. That is why we can say like mutlaq.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly, precisely.
right. Yeah.
All right. So let's look at some of these concepts. So like I said, we're going to look at kalla very, very briefly. There's not so much to talk about kalla. We're going to talk about maf'ul mutlaq, basically, not in great details. And we're not going to talk about naibul maf'ul mutlaq because it will just complicate things for today, and we don't want to do that. We'll talk about tawkeed again. We'll talk about idha ظرفية, and we'll just briefly mention something about في محل جر مضاف إليه. What do I mean by في محل جر مضاف إليه? So if إذا is ظرفية and it's a مضاف, and then دكت الأرض دكا, this entire sentence would be في محل جر مضاف إليه of إذا. Okay, is that clear? So whenever you see إذا, is going to be a مضاف. إذا comes as a مضاف, and the sentence after it is going to be في محل جر مضاف إليه.
إذا ظرفية comes as a mudaf.
Yes. إذا ظرفية comes as a مضاف.
Question.
Yeah. So I think concept 5.
Zarf also.
Hello?
Yes, it's إذا ظرفية مضاف. It's إذا ظرفية,
Yeah.
and we're also going to look a little bit about إذا ظرفية شرطية أو غير شرطية. We'll discuss that in a bit. Okay, but
Hello?
إذا ظرفية
Hello?
comes as a مضاف.
Why is Isaiah mudaf? There's
Hello?
no off.
Hello?
It's just, it is treated that way. It is considered a mudaf. So, okay, look.
Yeah, it's a zarf. Zarf is always followed by mudaf ilayhi, right?
Yes, that's one thing. The other thing is, not all idafa has the meaning of off. This is something that we learned in Bayina, and we think that everything, I mean, I think Ustad mentioned a couple of exceptions, but we just think that whenever we have idha, we have the meaning of off. This is not always true. We have certain cases of idafa where the meaning of off only comes in possession, when it comes with the meaning of possession. But sometimes idafa does not come with the meaning of possession, and this is one of the cases, right? So when you have dharf, we talked about dharf last time. What is dharf? Dharf, like sabah al-ghad, if I say the morning of tomorrow. So yeah, so that's an idafa there, right? So the same thing.
So here izafa, iza with its mudaf ilayh, it's become zarf, right?
Yes.
So this is mutallaq bil what sentence? Mutallaq bil what?
Well, we won't look at it that way. We just normally just say إذا ظرفية, and this is the مضاف إليه, and this إذا would either point to something that came before it. So, for example, maybe it would mention يومئذ, so that إذا, and then this إذا, so it keeps on just building from the same day, right? Describing the same day, if it has been mentioned before. So it just continues from there, right?
Okay, it can be mutallaq bil for previous sentence.
Yes, it can be mutalik to the connecting back to the same idea that has been mentioned before.
Yeah, because
Like,
I was getting confused because kalla is also harf.
yes.
So where it is connecting.
Okay, let's go back.
So like when we say kabla yawmin, day before yesterday, there is no off, right? But
yes.
this is still mudaf ilahi, right?
Yes.
Because not all zorf usually doesn't bring, not all the zorf bring meaning of off, right?
Yeah.
When zorf and idafa special mudaf, the zorf come and created the idafa phrase. Most of the time it doesn't bring the off. Off usually the direct noun and noun, right?
Yeah.
And also here is the
Baba,
mudaf
I have a
ilahi is the whole
question.
sentence.
Sorry?
I have a question,
Go ahead.
Sarah. So I think like whenever it's just going back to the Munafiqun surah, like when Iraja,
I can't
so
hear you
like,
properly. I'm sorry.
can you hear me now?
Yes, a bit better. Yeah.
Okay. So going back to like the Surah Munafiqun when we studied in Bayana Iraja Atal Munafiquna. So the Iraja Atal Munafiquna is usually used as maful fihi.
Darf. Yes.
Yeah. So how does this tie up to like what would be it maful to?
Right. So, okay. When we talk about dharf, like we covered last time, this ams, sabahan, masa'an, this type of words is what we call dharf. Dharf zaman, dharf makan. These are also called in other terms, we call them maf'ul fihi. If they come in a jumla fi'aliyah, we might as well call them maf'ul fihi. Maf'ul fihi and dharf, they're the same thing. Right? So that's just the same discussion. We rarely use maf'ul fihi. We normally just use dharf.
Okay.
But yeah, it's the same
So
thing.
can we say like here the iza is the meaning of the when, time. That's why you're
Yes.
taking it as the zorf, right?
Yes, that's it. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so let's look at some of these concepts. Let's start with kalla. So I'm just going to be typing here a little bit. So about kalla. Kalla, we call it harf rad'in wa zajrin. So that we just call harf rad'a wa zajr. And basically, if let me give an example here. If somebody said, you ate all the cake, and I come and say, no way, I totally didn't. Okay? So this would be kalla. What am I doing? I am rebuking, first of all, you for telling me that I did this thing. So I'm saying kalla. Like, how dare you say something like that to me? Right? That's one meaning. That's the meaning of zajr, like rebuking. So zajr means to rebuke or reprimand. So something you said in your sentence, I didn't really like it, so now I'm rebuking for it. And rada means to repel something or deter something. Yeah. So that's what rada means. So I'm telling, you said something, and now I am not only rebuking you for saying it by using kalla, And I'm also repelling what you and deterring your statement. I'm moving away from your statement that I ate all the cake, and I'm saying, no, I didn't. This is the reality. This is what it is, right? So this is what kalla does. And we normally translate it as no way, or you can translate it as nay, but nobody really uses nay. That's all language. You can even translate it as never, right? Or not at all. Like all this can work for kalla. Okay, so that's pretty much what you need to know about kalla. There's not really much going on. So that's what happens with kalla. Then next, we're going to talk about مفعول مطلق. Okay, so مفعول مطلق. There's three things that that you need to know about مفعول مطلق. I'm going to talk about two of them. I will not talk about one of them. So the first thing you need to know about, there are three kinds of مفعول مطلق. The other thing you need to know about is the مفعول مطلق to a hidden verb. We'll talk about that. And the third thing you need to know is نائب المفعول مفعول مطلق المطلق. This one we're not going to talk about today. So let me make it so clear that you know we're not going to talk about it today. How do I? Okay. I don't know how to cancel it, but yeah, we're not going to talk about this today. Okay. So let's start with the three kinds of مفعول مطلق. This is very, very basic. You just need to know that the مفعول مطلق comes for three reasons, or there are three kinds. One is to emphasize the verb, what we call مبين للفعل, or it could be to, maybe let me use clarify. Okay, emphasize is fine. To clarify the action. So that's the verb, the first one, to clarify the verb. The second one is to clarify the type of action that is happening, right? The third one is to clarify the quantity or the number of times the action is happening. The action occurs. Okay. So these are the three kinds of مفعول مطلق. Let's give an example. Emphasize the verb. So this is where we get, for example, ضربت. Okay, ضربتك. And then I add the same verb. So it has to be from the same jidr. Remember when we talked about مفعول لأجله, and we said one of the conditions of مفعول لأجله is that it has to come from a different root letter than the verb. What happens when it comes from the same root letters? If it comes from the same root letters, then we have مفعول مطلق. Let me give you an example. So if I said هربت.
So دك is master
Yes.
and Safa is also.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So when we were doing مفعول لأجله, we gave an example هربت خوفا, right? Out of fear. I ran out of fear. But what happens if I don't use خوفا, which is a different jidr than haraba, and I use the same jidr, and I say haraban. Haraban, or I don't know, I think it's haraban. Haraban. Yeah. So in this case, now you can see this is مفعول مطلق. It's no longer مفعول لأجله. That's why that condition is very important. Do you see? I just wanted to mention that so that you can understand why that condition is important. Anyway.
Quick question about the مفعول مطلق. Can the مفعول مطلق come from the same jidr but a different bab?
Yes.
Or different form? Okay, that will still be a مفعول مطلق.
Yes, it will still be a مفعول مطلق, but then with the Quran, you have to ask yourself why this family and not this other family.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, that's a balagha type of question then. But it's still a مفعول مطلق, yes. So
So what is the
ضربت
literal meaning of mutlaq?
مطلق to be released. It has several meanings depending on how it has been used.
I think it is
So
100%,
absolute.
something like that. 100%,
Could you
absolutely.
repeat that?
100%.
Yes, absolute.
Like,
So it can come with the meaning of absolute, like
Absolute.
meaning of 100% in that
so
sense.
now
Like
you said why it is the same, like same root. Now I'm very curious why that is stuck in my mind.
I didn't understand.
Like you said, why we should ask ourselves why it is the same root, like same
Yes.
jizr.
Uh-huh.
Like what is the reason? That is the balagha question.
Yeah. No, the balagha question is if this family has been used and not this other family. So you have the same root letters, but you
Yeah,
have the
that's why
verb
my
from family
mistake.
1.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And the maf'ul mutlaq from family 2, for example. Then you have to ask yourself why. That's the balagha question. Anyway, back to the discussion. So maf'ul mutlaq, emphasizing the verb or clarifying the verb. So darabtuka darban. I beat you a beating. That's the literal translation. But what do we actually mean? We mean I seriously beat you. Like I beat you so hard. Like so it's emphasizing or it's adding intensity to the verb. Yani it's making the verb more intense. So that's how we would look at it. I beat you so hardly. ضربتك ضربا. Yeah. In English, that's kind of like how we would translate it. We would look at it that way. Okay. Then you have clarifying the type of action. So now, for example, if we're to go with the same example, so ضربتك ضرب الكلاب. Okay. I beat you, the beating of dogs, like mercilessly, in other words. So it is clarifying how, like what type of action. Like what type of action occurred? The action that is related to beating dogs. I beat you the same way dogs are. I mean, of course, that's not a very humane or animal rights type of example, but I hope it carries the meaning and you understand what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So this is kind of like where you'd have mawsuf sifa or you'd have mudaf and mudaf ilayhi. This type of, because the sifa would be describing the action and the mudaf ilayhi would also be adding information about the action. So when we say clarifying the type of action, we are adding information about the action. We're not just emphasizing the action, but we're adding information about it. Like what kind of beating was it? This kind of beating. Right? If specifically this kind of beating is what we're talking about. Is that clear?
Yes, alhamdulillah.
Okay. And then the final one is ضربتك مثلا ضربتين. I beat you twice. So whenever you have a number, I beat you twice, I beat you 3 times, I beat you miraran wa tikraran, so many times. Yeah, this would be مفعول مطلق مبين للعدد. So this one will be clarifying the time, the number of times or quantity of an action. How many times the action happened. In this case, it happened twice. So that's what you need to know about مفعول مطلق. If you just know this, you know مفعول مطلق. Right? That's it.
Ustada, I have a question
Yes.
on the clarify the type of action.
Mm-hmm.
Darban Kilaban. So on that one, like, does that have to be in plural form? The mudaf ilayh?
No, it doesn't have to be. You can say ضرب كلب, but you can do that. The beating of a dog, you can do that. Yeah. But I'm like, probably I'm just adding some emphasis to say ضرب الكلاب, like the beating of how dogs are beaten, right? So yeah, that's kind of like, but it doesn't have to be plural. No.
So
It just has to be either a mudaf ilayh, so maybe I can just write that one here. Either.
Okay. I think you are answering. I think you are answering. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So the مفعول مطلق will either be a مضاف or will be a موصوف. So you can see here, I give you the example of a مضاف. But if it's موصوف صفة, then still it will be clarifying the action. For example, if I said, same example, I don't know if this would make sense. كبيرا شديدا, it would be more. I think ضربا شديدا. So now I'm adding a description to the type, the beating. It was an intense beating, just not any kind of beating, but an intense one. So I'm clarifying the type of action, how the action happened. Not really how, but like what kind of action was it, right? It was an intense one. It wasn't like a weak one, a khafif one, a light one. No, it was an intense one, right? So that's kind of like what we're talking about. Okay, clear? All right. Now let's talk about, we said we're not going to talk about this one. Maybe I should just put it in a different color. We're not talking about that one. So we're going to talk about مفعول مطلق to a hidden verb. Sometimes you can have a sentence where the مفعول مطلق itself is present, but the verb is not there. Like here we have the verb is there. ضربتك ضربتك ضربتك. The verb is there, right? But sometimes you have the مفعول مطلق and the verb is not there. Give you an example. Very, very common example. When we say Subhanallah. Subhanallah. How do we do the i'rab of this? Subhanallah. It's mansub. What is the reason for it being mansub? Okay. So this actually is supposed to be usabbihu and then subhanallah. This is how it's supposed to be. Usabbihu subhanallah.
It's hidden.
Yes, it is hidden. This usabbihu, it is hidden. So instead of me saying usabbihu subhanallah, I declare the subhan of Allah, or I do tasbih of the tasbih of Allah. Then it just becomes easier to just omit this, because just saying this makes sense. Subhanallah. Yeah, Allah is perfect. Allah is above all this. I don't have
So
to
why
say
it is hidden? It is
Go on.
not showing.
It is not?
Yeah, showing like only Subhanallah, not like starting with Sabbihu Subhanallah.
Yeah.
So
So
what is the reason?
why we don't say usabbihu subhanallah?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it is understood. You know, sometimes in language, you don't have to spell out every single thing. Like you don't have
Okay.
to, in any language, even in English,
Hmm.
like sometimes I don't have to say, I can't think of an example. Even just the same example.
Yeah, because you are already
Subhanallah.
saying it. Sabbihu is you saying it, subhanallah. That's
Yes.
why.
Yeah, okay.
So it
Yeah.
sounds like repetition, right? It sounds like I mean, it's the correct way of saying it, but it sounds like I'm adding information that is unnecessary. Like I can say it and you would still understand it without actually saying usabbihu subhanallah. I am.
So whenever,
Yeah.
So whenever there's a mansub word, just out of the blue, we should think about it.
Yeah, so a mansub word has to have a reason why it is mansub. We have to ask ourselves, why is it mansub? And there's a number of reasons why it could be. And of course, this one is one of them. فَيُعَذِّبُهُ عَذَابًا نُكْرًا. Beautiful. Yes, عذابًا here would be مفعول مطلق, and nukra would be actually the sifa. So you see, this is مبين للنوع. This is clarifying the type of action. What kind of a punishment? A terrible one. Right? Yes, good example.
So, Ustad, this one, Usabbihu Subhanallah, which category should we make it?
If in terms of these three?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's an important thing. It can never When we have a hidden verb, whenever we have a hidden verb, it can never be emphasizing the verb. It can never be the first one. It can never.
Okay.
So either it's the second one or it's the third one.
Third.
Yeah. So, but because here we have, what is it? Subhana Allahi.
So
Is that-
yeah, that's the second one. Yeah, clarifying.
So this is an idafa, right? So this is the second one. I'll give you another one. Yusuf alayhi
So
salam says,
subhanallah is like mudaf ilayh. Then we can say also mutlaq.
yes. So the i'rab is maf'ul mutlaq, but it is also a mudaf. So something it can be a mubtada and a mudaf. It can be a khabar and a mudaf. It can be anything and a mudaf. It can be maf'ul bihi, but it's also a mudaf. Right? So here it's a maf'ul mutlaq and it's also a mudaf. No problem. Yeah. So another example, ma'adallahi, Yusuf says in the Quran. What is this? It's supposed to be a'udhu ma'adallahi. Again, the same concept. Like we say a'udhu billahi. The a'udhu, I seek refuge. This would be the verb. But we just say ma'adha Allahi. Ma'adha Allahi. Right? So how would we do the i'rab? We'll say this is maf'ul mutlaq لفعل محذوف, to a hidden verb. That's the understanding. Okay? So whenever you come this hamdan lillahi, subhanallahi, ma'adallahi, shukran lillahi.
Shukran, yeah, that's what I was going to. Like most of the time we had like people say shukran, shukran.
Yes,
So-
shukran jazilan. Yeah, all that. Like what is shukran? If I just say somebody does something and you say shukran, what is shukran? No,
Shakartu shukran. Okay.
shakartu shukran or ashkuruka shukran. Yeah, I am thanking you a thanking. Like, but it doesn't sound right even in English. Ashkuruka shukran. I am thanking you a thanking. Like, what is that? You know? Yeah, but no, we just say shukran. Thank you, even in English, right?
So when the angels came to visit Ibrahim, they said, Salam.
Sorry, again, your microphone is a bit low.
Oh, like when angels came to visit Ibrahim alayhi salam, and they greeted with Salaman, would that be like same thing, right?
Yes, absolutely. The angels came to Ibrahim alayhi salam, فقالوا سلاما. They just said salama. No, actually, نسلمك سلاما. So what we know is missing here is نسلمك, what the angel said, نسلمك سلاما. We are greeting you with peace, or we are greeting you peace with peace. And then Ibrahim responded.
We don't even think.
Sorry?
We got so used to saying like this that we don't even think about it.
Yeah, exactly. You just say salam. Even when we are chatting, instead of saying the whole salam alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, we just say salam. Just like Ibrahim also responded, salamun, which is the short form of salamun alaikum. Right? Yeah, that's a good observation as well there. So all this is maf'ul mutlaq to a hidden verb. Now that's the topic of maf'ul mutlaq. Okay? This one, next time or some other time. Okay? Now, let's talk about, what was the next thing that we're going to talk about? Tawkeed. Okay. When we talk about Tawkeed, oops. Tawkeed, there are two kinds of Tawkeed. That's what you need to know. Two kinds of Tawkeed. The first one, ma'nawi. Let's start with lafzi. Lafzi. And the second one, ma'nawi. Okay? Lafzi, what does lafz mean? Lafz means word. So
By word.
when we say, go ahead.
By word, that's what loves it.
Yeah. Yeah. So when we say tawkeed lafzi, what we mean is that the word has been emphasized, the word has been repeated. That's what we mean. So the word has been repeated. توكيد لفظي. For example, if I said, we're going to use the same sentence and we're going to emphasize everything. ما جاء أحمد. Okay. So this is our sentence. Ahmed, not. ما جاء أحمد. I can emphasize this sentence in so many different ways. I can say, I can emphasize the harf. ما جاء أحمد. I can emphasize the verb. ما جاء أحمد. I can emphasize the Ahmed itself, the doer. ما جاء أحمد. So any word in Arabic, whether it's a harf, whether it's a verb, whether it's an ism, whatever it is, you can emphasize an entire sentence. So long as you repeat a word, that is called توكيد لفظي, right? So here you're emphasizing the verb. Here you're emphasizing that it is Ahmed that you're talking about. Here you're emphasizing the negation bit of it. No. Like even in English, we say no. Or we keep repeating these words. This will be توكيد اللفظي, when you repeat the word. Okay, is that clear? And you can repeat any word, literally.
It could be opposite, like we say most of the time, yes, like that.
Yeah, even, yeah, we say yes, yeah, of course.
Like in Surah Al-Baqarah, like فاذكروني أذكركم. Can you see it?
So that's a bit different because the word itself is اشكروني أشكركم. It's slightly different. But if it was أشكر, the same word repeats, then yeah, we can say that one is توكيد لفظي.
Like
Just a joke.
remember. That is not repeated.
Like what?
Like فاذكروني. Remember me, I will remember you. That is not like.
That is not توكيد. I'm not emphasizing. I'm just saying, if you remember me, I'll remember you. Now that's a conditional sentence. That's
conditional.
Right?
Like in a nikah, they say thrice, kabule.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes, that's it. The same word, not any version of it. Like, for example, that one, what example did you just give? فاذكروني أذكركم, right? فاذكروني أذكركم is not a توكيد because it's not the same exact word. It's slightly different, right? See here what I did. I repeated the exact same word. ما. جاء. Ahmed. I did not change anything. The same exact word is repeated.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. Okay. Then we have توكيد معنوي.
والسابقون السابقون.
Exactly. That is precisely توكيد. السابقون. See, the same word has been repeated twice. Right? That is what we're talking about. توكيد لفظي. Then you have توكيد.
Somewhere we like salama, like that.
Yes.
Yes.
All that. Yeah. قيلا سلاما. Right? Yes. Surah Al-Waqi'ah. Actually, Surah Al-Waqi'ah has a lot of that kind of.
There is hayhata.
hayhata lima tu'adun. Yes, exactly. This is what we're talking about. I see all the examples are coming. Beautiful. And you said you don't know anything about Tawkid. Look at you. I told you you know, but you just don't know what it is. All right.
In that case, just a question. I mean, you described the Saffan, the second Saffan there. You did not describe as Tawkid there.
No.
Why would you not describe that as Tawkid?
Good question. And we'll answer that. Why did we not? The first Dakka, the second Dakkan, we said it's a Tawkid. But when it came to Safa, we did not say the second Safa is a Tawkid. Right? We shall talk about that. Okay. So the other thing is ma'nawi. Tawkid ma'nawi. This is Tawkid in meaning. So it's not the same word that is being repeated. It's a different kind of word, but we understand that emphasis is intended. And there are only a couple of words that have this effect. So we have kul, we have نفس, we have عين, we have جميع, جميع, what is happening? Where's the عين? Oh, جميع, oh, what is happening today? I'm losing my edge. كل, نفس, عين, جميع,
كلا كلتا.
كلا كلتا, which is like, yeah, yes. This is like كل, and then كلا is for dual, and then كلتا is feminine. I think that's all. Am I missing any?
I don't think so.
عامة.
أجمعوا. أجمعوا.
Yeah, أجمعين. So أجمع, you can also, but أجمع depends.
And there is عامة also.
عامة?
What's that?
I'm not familiar with that one.
عين ألف ميم تا. تا
عين
مربوطة.
ألف ميم.
تا.
I
عامة.
don't know what it is. What is it?
Like general. Like
I
this
think
mean?
so.
I'm not familiar with this one, so I'm not going to talk about it, to be honest. I will have to research about it, maybe. But these are the ones that I am familiar with. This one, let's put a star on it, because it could be something else, maybe. Okay, so these words. And these words, they have to come with a pronoun. Must, mandatory. Without this, so كلهم, كلها, كلكم, نفسي مثلا, أو عيني, جميعكم, كلاهما, كلتاهما, right? So they have to have an attached pronoun. Otherwise, it could be something else. That's a very, very important thing. Okay?
So we
So,
call
for
this
example,
word manavi.
sorry?
So what is the manavi?
معنوي, meaning.
Yeah.
So when I say أكلت التفاحة كلها.
Okay.
See? I ate the apple, all of it. So this is how we normally translate توكيد معنوي. All of it, all of them, all of you, all of me. Yeah, all يعني has that kind of meaning. Maybe I can write here. All of something.
And one more condition is that the ism which is emphasizing must
Has
be
to be
proper.
proper.
Like atufahu here.
Yes, has to be proper. Good, yes. So the emphasized word has to be proper. Yeah, you cannot have nakira. You cannot say akaltu tufahatan, because already tufahatan is ambiguous, is unknown. So how can you eat something that is ambiguous and you eat all of it? No, it has to be known that the apple, all of it, right? So that's, yes. Thank you for reminding me of this one.
So ajma'un doesn't come with attached pronoun. So you were saying that there's, oh yeah.
That's why I put a star on it.
Okay, I see.
Because also it could be hal. It could also be treated as hal
It could be
in some
passed.
cases.
It could be passed as hal, yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So جميعهم, this one توكيد, but أجمعين could be a hal.
Status of توكيد or muakkad must be matched.
Sorry?
Status of توكيد and muakkad must be matching.
Yeah, the status has to match, obviously, yes. Like you see, أكلت التفاحة كلها.
The famous ayah, فَاسْجُدَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ كُلُّهُمْ أَجْمَعُونَ.
That's another thing we need to add. Yes.
Yeah.
كلهم أجمعون. Does it say أجمعون or أجمعين?
أجمعين.
I
Is
need
it?
to confirm that. Because if it's أجمعين, then it's a hal, it's not توكيد.
No,
See, that's why I
Ajmaun,
told
I
you
think.
أجمع is something else. The status has to match.
And then I think that's Ajmaun. I think maybe I'm losing it. It's past midnight here.
We
Sorry.
can confirm it, no problem. We
Okay.
can confirm it. Let me just finish this and then we'll confirm it. So the status has to match. That's a good addition to that. Yeah. So أكلت.
Status of which one? توكيد and مؤكد, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
What is emphasized and the emphasizer, or like the توكيد? Okay. Let me just write it here. توكيد and
This is linked to fa, no? Fa.
oh yes.
To fa.
Sorry. That's my typing error.
Yeah.
Because sometimes مؤكد. Okay. تفاحة. Fa. Where's the fa? Okay, there it is. I normally confuse fa and qaf. Now this last point, you can add a توكيد to a توكيد. So أكلت التفاحة كلها. But this one is not the best example, maybe.
Ajmaun altogether.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes, we'll do أجمعون. Okay. جاء الطلاب كلهم أجمعون. So كلهم.
All of them all together, like that?
Yes, all of them all together. So you can see I added, this is one توكيد, this is another توكيد. You can do that. You can add several توكيds, one to the other. That's possible. Okay. Yeah. So that's
فسجد الملائكة.
that's the ayah that we need to confirm, actually.
Yes. فسجد الملائكة
So why
كلهم أجمعون. Surah Hijr, ayat number 3.
Oh, this is going to take me forever. فسجد الملائكة كلهم. Okay. There. فسجد الملائكة كلهم أجمعون. Yes, you are actually right. Sorry.
That's right. I think it's also come in Surah Baqarah and maybe come with
But in
Ajmain
Baqarah, I
there.
think it's different, probably.
Okay, maybe it's
Sure.
different.
Okay, so if it is Ajma'in, then it is hal, you said, right?
Yes. So if we're to just look for أجمعين here, there it
That's
is
Surah
in Surah
Baqarah, right?
Baqarah.
Yeah.
والملائكة والناس أجمعين. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So if it's أجمعين, it could be a different thing. It could also be توكيد. Maybe the مؤكد is mansub. It's possible. But it can also be a hal. It gives two possibilities. Where were we?
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So is that clear about توكيد? That's what we need to know about توكيد. Okay. Let's go to إذا. إذا ظرفية. Now, some grammarians say that إذا ظرفية can be شرطية and it can be غير شرطية. Now, when we talk about إذا ظرفية, when we say that إذا ظرفية, what do we mean? There are two kinds of إذا. There's إذا ظرفية and then there's إذا فجائية. إذا ظرفية has the meaning of when. It has the meaning of time. ظرف has to do with time and place. So we say ظرف زمان, ظرف مكان. So when you say إذا ظرفية, we're talking about إذا ظرف زمان. إذا that shows time. Because every time we translate إذا, how do we translate? We translate it as when. When this happened. When has to do with time, isn't it? So that's why we call it إذا ظرفية. Because it has to do with time. Okay? Now we have another إذا called إذا فجائية. This is إذا of suddenly. Suddenly something happened. This, you see, it doesn't translate as time. It translates as suddenly. Different topic for another time. So they say that this إذا ظرفية can be شرطية or غير شرطية. Some grammarians say this. Some grammarians say, no, it's just shartiya, all of it. Every إذا ظرفية is shartiya. And we shall see why they say that. But let me give you an example. Shartiya, for example, if I said, when you come, what will happen? We shall eat cake. Today I'm obsessed with cake. Okay? When you come, we shall eat cake. So when this happens, that's the condition. This is the jawabu shart, the jawab of the condition. When you come, this would happen. You can see it's jumla shartiya, right? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. We already did jumla shartiya. Is that clear? إذا شرطية, إذا ظرفية شرطية. Okay. Let's look at the غير شرطية. For example, if I said the neighbors who shout when they visit. Now, if I said the neighbors who shout when they visit, is this jumla shartiya? Am I saying something is happening? If this, then this? Or when this happens, then this? No, you can see, but there's no condition here. There's no condition and jawab of condition. I'm just saying that this happens, like these neighbors, when they come to us, they shout. They come shouting or something like that, right? So some grammarians will say that this إذا here, when they visit, إذا here would be غير شرطية, right? But other grammarians would look at this sentence and then they say, well, maybe it's still shartiya because we can look at when they visit, we can say that this when they visit is the shart and the jawab is mahdoof and whatever came before tells us what the jawab would be. In other words, it's like saying the neighbors who shout when they visit, they shout. But of course, nobody wants to speak like this. So this would be the condition. This would be the jumla shartiya, right? And they shout would be this one, this part would be the jawab of shart. So when they visit, they shout. But if I say like this, the neighbors who shout when they visit, they shout, sounds like repetition and redundancy. Like, so they omit the jawab. So you can look at the jawab is omitted. Okay. Let me make this gray, a different color, so that you understand that this is perhaps the jawab of shart that is mahdoof. So those are the two ways in which you can look at غير شرطية. Some say it's غير شرطية, some say no, it's still shartiya, but it's just how you look at it. And that's just what you need to know about إذا ظرفية. Clear?
So this sentence, like the second one, غير شرطية. If we say the neighbors, when they visit, shout, what will be that time?
The neighbors, when they visit, shout.
Shout, yeah.
Yes, that would be jawabu shart. That would be shartiya. Because when they do this, when they come, they shout. When
Then
this
it will be
happens.
shartiya. Okay.
Yes. So only when the jawab is not there, that's when you can look at it two ways. You can either say, oh, this is غير shartiya because there's no jawab, or you can say, no, it's still shartiya, but the jawab has been indicated by what came before. It's a bit of a technical thing, but you don't really need to worry about it so much. Yeah, but that's about إذا ظرفية. All you need to know is that there are two kinds of إذا. إذا ظرفية, which has to do with time, and إذا فجائية, which has to do with surprise. That's it. And that's all we need to know about these topics. Any questions? Oh, yeah, safa and safa. That's we need to figure out. So we said the first safa is, maybe let me just go back to the book. So about safa and safa.
So this is maybe I want you continuing the Iza, that's why. Iza Zorfia Shartiya. So that one, your last topics is the rest of the thing will be like Mudaf Ilahi Zar, right?
Yes. Yeah. So Ida is Darfia and everything, whatever comes after it,
Number
as long as
5,
there's no
right?
break, Mudaf Ilayhi. Yes.
في محل جر.
Yes, في محل جر. Yes, good. Okay, so about صفا صفا. So why do we say that this second صفا is not توكيد of the first صفا, right? Why do we say that دكا دكا, like here we said دكا is مفعول مطلق, and the second دكا is توكيد, is emphasizing. So that's why if you look at the translation, it would be like pounded to dust, pounded and pounded, like proper pounding. But here, صفا صفا is not described as adding
It is
emphasis.
in rows. Different people are coming. Different groups are
Yes,
coming.
different people are coming. Exactly. That's the idea. Just like in English, when we say, I read the book page by page. When I say page by page, what do I mean? I mean, I read one page, then I went to the next page, then I went to the next page.
Yeah, well, that may not be a good example because that is giving ta'kid. So I read it the whole entire book, page by page. So that's more of a ta'kid there.
No, it's not tawkid. It's answering how did you read it? Did you read it page by page, paragraph by paragraph, or did you skim through it?
I see. It depends how do you read it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it answers the question how. How did you read it? Page by page, paragraph by paragraph, word by word. That's how we say it in English. Now in Arabic, صفا بصف. You can actually make taqdeer of a ba that here that is mahduf. You can say this is actually, what it means is صفا بصف, which would actually come to the same meaning, row by row. How did the angels come? They came row by row. But because, this can be omitted, and then when the harf jar is omitted, the word gets a nasab. I don't want to talk about this. Is a bit technical. It's called what is it called? نسب على حذف حرف جر or على حذف. I'm forgetting the technical term. But anyway, so there's something happens when the harf of jar is omitted, the word gets a nasab status. Yeah, that happens. So this is the technical idea. Like it was supposed to be صفا بصف, and then the harf jar got omitted, and because the harf jar got omitted, fatha showed up. And so now we have صفا صفا صفا. So that's why this is not, the second safa is not tawkid. It's actually describing the hal. Describing the hal. Row by row. It's describing the hal. Okay, clear?
So first safan is the hal, right? Or second safan?
The first one is a hal. The second one is a sifa.
Sifa, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. نسب على نزه الحافظ. I've remembered the term. For those of you who might be interested. نسب على نزه الخافض. Or yeah, نزع حرف جر. But yeah, don't need to worry about that.
Assalamualaikum Ustazah.
Walaikum salam.
In my Quran, the grammar say tawkid sofan, the second sofan tawkid.
I know they say that, but I don't think it's
okay.
Yeah. I know if you go to like Arab right now, if you go to Tafsir Al-Bahith Al-Qur'ani, Tafsir app, it will give you 3 different kinds of, so it says, okay, so the first حال, so صفا حال منصوبة وعلامة النسب الفتحة. Okay, so the first one is حال. أي مصطفين, أي in rows. Okay, oh, ذوي صفوف, or those who are in rows, or something like that. So that's the first meaning, and that's the one we are going with. Okay, and then he says أو صفة الأولى حال, so the first صفة, والثانية صفة. This is what we're doing basically, right? This is what we are saying. So the first idea is that both of them together حال, صفا بصف. Okay, that's the first meaning. The second meaning is that the first one is hal, the second one is sifa, just like we've done. Okay, or منصوبة بالأولى أي معطوفة على الأولى بتقدير حذف الفاء. This is what again we just explained. صفا فصفا or صفا بصف. That idea, you can also do that. So صفا فصفا, right? Again, row by row or row after row, row upon row. or rank upon rank, however you want to translate it. أو توكيد الأولى منصوب وعلامة نسب الفتحة. So the other possibility is that they're saying is a توكيد, but you will find other grammarians refuting this idea that it cannot be توكيد. والجملة جاء. So I think Darwish, I don't know. Let me see if he does talk about this.
Yeah, Noor al-Yaqeen I use, and also Kababa, both of them call it Tawqeed, so that's why.
Yeah, so
I don't-
it varies with the kind of
Mhm.
i'rab.
Of course.
Yeah. I don't know if he says anything about Tawqeed here.
Brother has a Quran which has Arab in it.
Sorry?
Brother has the Quran with Arab.
Yes.
Oh, mashallah. Could
Maybe
you
you
share
can tell
the
us which
link?
Quran this is.
Someone is asked, the sister Kshatriya, she added, it was sharing some file. Someone is, I think, is asking which app is that from. To
I
her.
forgot the name of the app. I will try to find
There
it
is a
and send
there
it
is an
again.
app. There is an app also in Urdu and English both. I can certainly share the link in here. It's not 100% correct. I can tell you that based on what I can figure out. But again, it's subjective so much that it can be correct. It may not be correct in my mind, but that doesn't mean that it's actually not correct. And I'm not a Talib, and I'm not a Nahwi. So I will share that. It is available both on Android as well as Apple. So is it okay to share in the chat here?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Better to in the group. Better will be in the group, brother.
Yeah, you can
So
also
then-
share it in the group, inshallah.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll try to do that. Yes, inshallah.
Yeah, all
Just the
these
collective.
amazing resources, good to share in the group as well.
Yeah, groups and other people who is not here, they can get it too.
Inshallah.
Okay, so that brings us to what we were supposed to discuss today. Any questions so far? Are we good? Okay, let's continue. So these are some of the past concepts that we have covered so far, just regarding this ayat, plus the
I
ones.
just one more, sorry,
No,
last
go ahead.
question. So here, when we say that dukkatil ardu dakka, we said first one is maful mutlaq of dukkat, right? And second one is the emphasis of the same thing, dukkat, right? The how hit. But Soppa, if we wanted to give the emphasis, so you're giving emphasis to what?
Exactly. And that's why some grammarians say this is not tawkid. Right?
Yes, because it doesn't make sense. Like we are saying the hal, if we say hal of who? Hal of Malaika, right?
Yes.
So if we see that the second sopan is the emphasis, we are giving emphasis on Malaika? It doesn't
Exactly.
make sense.
Yeah. So because this one is describing just how they came, and so you can see that some grammarians, they'll look at safan all together as hal, or they would split and they say this safan, the first safan is hal, the second one is a sifa to this safan, the first one. So that idea of safan for safan, row after row, like row by row after row, or something like that. So they won't look at it as tawkid as such. But I also don't see the meaning of tawkid here, and that's why I don't go with the meaning of tawkid as well, because what is the meaning then if it is tawkid? It doesn't make sense. Yeah.
So do you have notes on Naib Anil Maf'ul Mutlaq on your?
I do.
Okay, can you please share it?
Yeah, I'll share in the group.
We have to look. Okay, Jazakallah.
Okay. Yeah, so quickly, Mabni lil Majhul, we covered Dukkat and you guys pointed it out correctly. Al-Hal, we also covered Al-Hal and you guys pointed out correctly. Safan is also a Hal. Idafa, it appears almost everywhere, every time. Rabbuka is the Idafa here. And also this Dukkatil Ard is fi mahalli jar Idafa, right? حرف عطف, again, عطف and معطوف, a very, very common concept that keeps on happening over and over again. Okay. So, this is quite a lot. And I don't know if we have time. I need to be somewhere today. So inshallah, let's try and see what we can be able to do. Okay, I'm gonna give you just 5 minutes again, just to do this exercise. But again, just try and identify what you can, and I'll quickly go through them, inshallah. So just 5 minutes, and then we'll come back, inshallah. All right. I hope you managed to do something. And of course, if the time is not enough for you, you can always come back to this. You can watch the video, pause it, go back to this page, pause it, and just take your time with it. So that is always an option. Don't worry if I'm moving a bit fast, and especially today because I need to be somewhere shortly, actually. But let's try and see. Okay. So kalla, we talked about kalla, and also the translation actually kind of will give you some idea of what's happening. So كلا حرف ردع وزجر just like a strong emphatic negation or a way to say no emphatically. لن أترك الحق أبدا أبدا. So you see here أبدا أبدا, this is a kind of توكيد لفظي because the same word has been repeated. That's what we are trying to ascertain here. توكيد لفظي. ركض الطفل ركضا سريعا. ركض ركضا مفعول مطلق. And then what kind of مفعول مطلق is this? You can see ركضا سريعا. This is موصوف صفة. This means it's a second kind that describes a type. What type of running is a quick type of running, right? And then حضر حضر الطلاب. حضر الطلاب. So again, I'm repeating the same word. What kind of style is this? This is أسلوب التوكيد, the style of توكيد, because I'm repeating the same verb here. حضر الطلاب. Again, جميعهم. جميعهم is so here we have توكيد لفظي, here we have توكيد معنوي, the توكيد in meaning. جميعهم. Okay. إذا نزل المطر وفرح الناس فرحا كبيرا. إذا. So when, again, is this توكيد, is this إذا ظرفية شرطية أو غير شرطية? Look, is there جواب شرط? There's no جواب شرط. So this is, I can say this is غير شرطية. I can say that. Okay, that's a possibility. Anyway, so that's about إذا. And of course, the sentence that comes after إذا is going to be مضاف إليه في محل جر. Okay, of إذا. But don't really concern yourself too much on that. And then we have فرح فرحا. فرح فرحا. So فرحا here is مفعول مطلق of فرح. And then what kind of it? What kind of مفعول مطلق is it? Again, it's describing the type. What type of joy was it? It was a massive joy, big joy, a lot of joy, right? So it's describing the type of joy. Okay. And then كلا, again here كلا. إذا اشتد البلاء وصبر المؤمنون كلهم صبرا صبرا. Quite a lot. This one kind of like combines everything. So إذا شرطية, إذا ظرفية غير شرطية, you can look at it that way because there's no جواب. And then صبر صبرا. صبرا مفعول مطلق. Again, صبرا is being repeated, so you can look at this صبرا as توكيد, right? And then المؤمنون كلهم. كلهم again توكيد of المؤمنون. So that's just a little bit about that. Okay. Then let's quickly do the start of some of these words. So أترك.
So I'm so sorry. Can you tell me
Yeah.
about the first one? I'm confused about
I
like
can't hear
abadan
you.
abadan.
Could
The
you say
first
that again?
sentence. كلا لن أترك الحق أبدا أبدا. I'm confused about this one. This what you say? لفظي مطلق. Something like
Yes.
that.
توكيد لفظي. أبدا أبدا. So the
So
same
what
word
is
is
the
repeated.
difference? What is the difference between lafzi and manawi? Because I don't heard in bayana. I don't know.
So when we were doing this, we said lafzi, the same word is repeated. Right? Ma'nawi, you have one of these words.
Yeah, okay.
That's the
Okay.
difference.
Yeah.
So that's why
one more, Ustazah.
جميعهم here is ma'nawi and hadara is lafzi.
Ustazah, you are not talking about Manawi and Lapsi in regarding to Maful Mutlaq. You're talking about in general Tawqid, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
About the concept 5, fi mahali jar mudaf ilai is after iza.
Yes.
No?
So
okay.
from ishtadda.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Sorry, just one more thing here. The abadan, what role it is playing in this sentence?
لن أترك الحق أبدا أبدا. So this one أبدا is the part I don't want to talk about. Is the
Okay.
نائب المفعول مطلق that I don't want to talk about.
Okay. So I catch the one you wanted to.
So معنوي عن لفظي we can say both like مطلق.
So, what?
Like
Yeah.
معنوي عن لفظي you said like it is both
معنوي
like
and لفظي is when we're talking about توكيد.
توكيد
Only
or
when we're talking about توكيد.
not
مفعول
about
مطلق.
مطلق.
No, مفعول مطلق, we're talking about 3 kinds of مفعول مطلق. Either it's emphasizing the verb, or it's emphasizing the kind of action, or it's emphasizing the number of times the action is happening.
Okay.
Yeah. But لفظي and معنوي, this is توكيد. لفظي, from لفظ, word, the word is repeated. معنوي, from meaning, the meaning is repeated. Not the same word, but we understand the توكيد, the emphasis from the meaning.
Yeah, when we are talking about the توكيد. Okay.
Yes, only توكيد. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. So let's do the صرف. لن أترك. So ترك يترك. تركا فهو تارك. And then of course this is the مضارع. أنا أترك. So هو يترك. هما يتركان. هم يتركون. And then all the way up to أنا أترك. And of course it's منسوب because of لن. لن أترك. ركض, to run. So ركض يركض. ركض يركض ركضا فهو راكض. Again, ترك, you can do the passive. So ترك يترك تركا فهو متروك, something that is left. So that one you can do the passive. But ركض is لازم, you cannot do the passive line. So we won't do the passive line. حضر يحضر حضور فهو حاضر. Again, it's لازم, so we don't, unless it's متعدي بحرف, but let's not do that. So it's لازم, we won't do the passive line. فرح يفرح فرحا فهو فارح. Again, فرح is لازم, so we're not going to do the passive line. To be happy. You can't have a مفعول به to be happy. The action is happening to you. اشتد اشتد يشتد اشتداد فهو مشتد. Right? So again, this one is لازم. We don't have to do the passive line. صبر يصبر صبرا فهو صابر. Again, لازم. We don't have to do the passive line. Right? So, and المؤمنون, you can actually do this on your own. آمن يؤمن إيمانا فهو مؤمن. Right? And then, oh yeah. So let's do quickly the quiz. Let me create this. Where is it? So جاء يجيء. Hopefully it won't be so difficult. Where is the yeah, there it is. So let me look for it. جاء. You should be seeing it in your screen. Again, just 3 minutes. Scroll down and try your best, honestly. Don't really stress yourself with these exercises so much. Just do your best. All right. If you haven't submitted, just make sure you finish submitting, whatever it is. Let's see what we've come up with. I know it's a bit technical sometimes, but okay. I'm gonna end the poll now, and we can look at the. I'm gonna share the. Oh, I needed to. Sorry, just a minute. I needed to open the results first before I share them. Okay. Okay. Hopefully you can be able to see your results.
How can I take my screenshot?
What is happening? I'm not signed in. What do you mean sign in? حول. Can you guys still see your results?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now why is it telling me? Just a minute. I'm just gonna I'm gonna try and sorry. Don't know why it's behaving. Finally, why? Okay, fine. Never mind. Let me. Fine, it wants me to sign in. Okay, fine, sign in. Seriously? Don't know why today is just.
Gonna share your screen, maybe? Because we are in your screen, so.
Okay, there we go. Ah, don't know why it was acting out like that. Just weird. Anyway, you can still see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So they male came to us. So they masculine came to us. So I think all of you got this correct. جاءوا إلينا. So whom? جاءوا, right? This one, I think it was easy, suppose. Then the second one, a bit tricky. So you female are coming quickly. So we're looking at coming. Are coming, this is mudara. It's not going to be madi. So it has to be, and it's female. تجيئين سريعا. أنتِ تجيئين سريعا. I think majority of you actually got it correct. يجيء هو يجيء. جئتِ ماضي. This is where we tricked you. You got it correct, but this is the ماضي. أنتِ جئتِ. That would be the ماضي. Okay. And then finally, I did not come yesterday. لم أجي أمس. Yes. This is correct. The first one is correct. ما جئت غدا. I did not come tomorrow. So this is where the trick was, right? ما جئت is correct, but غدا is not correct. That's where the trick was. Yeah, and I know sometimes you have to answer correctly. So لم أجي أمس. There it is. Okay. And then of course the صرف of جاء جاء يجيء. The masdar is مجيء مجيء. فهو جاء. That's the اسم فاعل. And of course it's لازم, but you can make it متعدي بحرف. So جيء بشيء. جيء يجاء. مجيء فهو مجيء. So the اسم مفعول and the masdar are the same in this case. Anyway, so let's spin the wheel, do this exercise really quickly, and then we can move on. Okay, fantastic. إذا ظرفية. So give me a sentence with إذا ظرفية. So when this happens, then this.
Very common one is إذا نصر الله والفتح.
Yes, then what happens? What's the جواب?
Last فسبح بحمد ربك
فسبح بحمد
واستغفره.
ربك واستغفره. Yes, there it is. إذا
Very
جاء
good.
نصر
So
الله.
إذا جاءك المنافقون
What is the jawab? قالوا.
قالوا نشهد.
Yes, that is the jawab. Exactly. That's what we're talking about. إذا ظرفية. When this happens, then this happens. When this, then this. Right? Any other examples that come to mind? You can even say it in English as long as you understand what concept we're talking about. Right? So when I visit you, what will happen? We'll go eat out. Or when I visit you, or when this, then this. Yeah, that's the idea of إذا ظرفية.
What about the is a some so coherent? Is that not is that is a shartiya? Not sure.
Now that would be إذا ظرفية still because it's talking about time, but the question is it شرطية or غير شرطية? That's the question. If there's a jawab,
والليل إذا يغشى.
So that would be غير شرطية. It's just
The
talking about
answer
time. Yes. Those are examples of إذا ظرفية. Yes.
for إذا الشمس كورت, like the jawab would be علمت
نفس.
ما أحضرت.
Exactly. Yes.
That's true.
Yeah. Yes. So you can see that some of them will have jawab, some of them might not be having a jawab, and then that's when we would say this is إذا ظرفية شرطية or this is إذا ظرفية غير شرطية. That's the idea. But all of them are إذا ظرفية because إذا will always be talking about time. Always. And the only reason we are calling it إذا ظرفية is because there's another إذا that is فجائية. So that's why we are specifying that this one is to do with time, not to do with surprise. That's the only reason why we are specifying as ظرفية.
So the إذا ظرفية غير شرطية, is it very common in the Quran? غير شرطية. شرطية we can see a lot.
Yeah. شرطية is a lot. You have a couple of examples of غير شرطية, even though some grammarians would argue it is still شرطية like I showed you. Yeah. So you have some examples, yes. Like especially this idea of remember when. If you've ever seen a translation or no, not a translation or إعراب books, and they will say that this إذا is متعلق بفعل محذوف and the فعل is أذكر.
Okay, yes,
Remember
yes,
when
yes,
this
yeah.
happened. Yeah. So that would be غير شرطية.
So in Surah واقية إذا واقية الواقية تنجو ليس لواقيتها
لواقعتها كاذبة. Exactly. That would be the جواب. Yes. Beautiful. Yeah. These are the examples. Fantastic. And you can always come up with more on your own. And I'm sure when you're reading the Quran, you'll always be now cautious. Is this إذا ظرفية شرطية غير شرطية? What's happening? Most of the time, all the time, if you see that this إذا is متعلق to a فعل محذوف and the فعل is أذكر, this is going to be غير شرطية. Just, yeah.
So if we don't find the jawab, then it is like غير شرطية.
Yes. Yes. It's just that simple.
So this school also come with the is, right? Like one Surah Kahf, where is قلتم موسى
Yes.
لن نصبر على
طعام واحد.
Yeah. So I forgot. Like today we did Surah Kahf the ayat. What is قلتم موسى? Oh my God. Like we're not gonna be stuff and something like that. So that is also come with those school, right?
Yes, and we shall talk about إذ ظرفية next time.
Okay.
So today we are
So
talking about
إذا.
إذا ظرفية. Next time we shall talk about إذ ظرفية.
Okay. So إذا also can come with school, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So who am I? I'm always Mansub. I strengthen, specify, or count actions. That should already tell you what it is.
مطلق.
Yeah, it's so easy, so straightforward. So this is مفعول مطلق because we are either emphasizing the verb, strengthening the verb, or specifying the type of action, or counting the number of times the action occurs. And sometimes I disappear and my substitute, the نائب المفعول مطلق, takes up the role. If you trace my roots, you often find the verb nearby. So sometimes the verb is nearby, and then you can trace it. So this is the idea of مفعول مطلق that we're talking about. Okay, so as we finish this, so you just reflect on the ayah. كلا إذا دكت الأرض دكا دكا. There's a lot of heaviness that is being mentioned. Whenever the scenes of the Day of Judgment are mentioned, the scene is very intense. First of all, it starts with كلا. Nay, not at all. No way. This kind of like, there's a lot of emotional part behind this just one word كلا, right? Yeah, what emotional effect does it create? كلا إذا دكت الأرض دكا دكا. Why is it دكت? Why is it مبني للمجهول? لم يسمى فاعله. So why is it? Who is the one doing it? It's as if that is not important. You just need to worry about the earth that is so safe and you're walking on and you're feeling so comfortable and safe right now. It will be crushed and crumbled like into dust, into powder. Subhanallah. دكت الأرض. And not just once. دكا دكا. There's an emphasis there that is happening, right? وجاء الملك وجاء ربك. Why is ربك? What's the significance of a Rabb being mentioned there and not Allah or Ar-Rahman? Why not Al-Jabbar? Why not Al-Qahar? Why not Al-Adl? Because one of the names of Allah is Al-Adl, justice, right? Why not one of those? Al-Qadi, why not one of those names, right? Why Rabbuka? And then this idea of Saffan, Saffan. What imagery? Can you imagine like seeing rows after rows after rows, right? Angels upon angels upon angels. Yeah, so that's the idea. You have to imagine this ayat, not just read them. Okay, so reflect on the ayat. You can reflect on the entire surah as well. And this is Surah Al-Fajr. It's the surah that the Prophet ﷺ used to also recite in the morning. So when you're reciting the surah in your Fajr prayer, just imagine what is happening. And now that you understand the grammar of it, hopefully it will be easier to reflect on it and recite it. Okay. And with that comes the homework. You know the idea. Reflect on the ayah. Share it if you can. Practice the sarf. جاء يجيء مجيء أو مجيء فهو جاء, like we did. So you can practice, just say it out loud so that it can stick in your brains. And then next week we shall talk about متعدي بحرف. Prepare. This is a heavy one. Okay. And I think it's the only thing that probably we shall focus mostly on. The other topics, we just mention one or two things about them. But المتعدي بحرف, this is the one that we shall focus on because it's a slightly difficult one. Right? All right, that brings us to the end. Any final questions or comments before we end? Okay. Today, I'm sorry, guys, I cannot hang back because I need to be somewhere like 30 minutes ago, but alhamdulillah, I just wanted to make sure that I do a proper job before I leave so that we don't leave anything hanging. Okay. And with that, we can stop there. سبحانك اللهم بحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. I'll see you guys inshallah next week.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله
السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
جزاك
جزاك الله
الله
خير.
خير.
If you guys have any final questions, always post in the group. I will take care of them inshallah.
إن شاء
Bye.
الله إن شاء الله.